It probably took a few days. I wasn't all that pleased, especially finishing how I did, 17, 18, especially when I thought I had a chance to post a number and I didn't do it, and that was frustrating. Yeah, it took a few days, and then once that was over, it was back to getting ready for this event. And the last week and a half has been good practice sessions.
Tiger, in years past, certainly since 01, even when you haven't won Augusta, and people go, "Oh my God, he didn't win Augusta," you still come back and pretty much had some pretty good rest of the year. How much to you is it a mentally disappointing, and how much do you linger on not winning Augusta, and does it carry over for you for the rest of the year, or can you shut that?
Well, as I said, it just answered Ron's question. I mean, it carried on for about 3 days, but then you get ready for the next event. Just because you don't win the Masters doesn't mean you can't win other events the rest of the year. I just didn't win one particular week. And does it feel good? No, it never does. But that doesn't mean you can't have good years. And 2000, I had a pretty good year that year, and I didn't win the Masters either.
This one right here.
Tiger, you mentioned outside about the rough not being as high. You didn't have to play as conservative as the years past. Can you elaborate a little bit more on that?
Yeah, you can get it down there, and that you can control the ball coming around the rough. But then again, these fairways, I've never seen them this fast either. They are cut down grain, and marginal shots aren't staying in the fairways, so they're running through. And Jim and DT hit some good shots out there today that rolled right in the rough, and it looked like they were good shots. But it's playable, and the only thing is it'll bait you into being more aggressive into some of these flags, and you just got to be careful on that.
Kind of along those lines, when you went through the fairway on say 10 or 11, was it all a jolt just about past experience to get up to your ball and just see it? 18, for example, see it in really pretty good shape.
Yeah, normally on, as you said, 10, 18, it's just 10. Automatically thinking you just lay it down there, short of that bunker, and wedge it on. Today I should take a chance at it and try to go for the green. 18, I had a great lie. Normally you don't have that opportunity there. Usually it's 4 or 5 inch rough over there in that little hollow. So it plays differently. You can hit different shots, but then again, as I said, you can get going at some of these flags you probably shouldn't.
And secondly, why is there then only one guy, do you think, at 7? In other words, no one else either at 6 or 5 or more low scoring? Is that a product of greens?
The greens, yeah. The pins are, I wouldn't say the most difficult, but they're definitely testy, and these greens have got some speed to them on some of the pin locations. You miss the ball above the green, above the hole. It's got some speed to it, and lucky enough I was able to put the ball below the hole most of the day and had uphill putts.
Damon, Steve, and then Bob.
Tiger, how much do you crunch numbers after a tournament or a season, look at stats, fairways, greens, putts, and how much do you base your practice on that, or is it just more about how you're feeling about a certain aspect?
Usually Hank just tells me, or Stevie tells me. I don't. I have an idea, and generally my idea is right, but not all the time. Stevie runs the numbers all the time, so does Hank, and I don't. I figure I just play. I feel I'm more of a field player in that regard. I know what I need to work on. I just need to go do it. But sometimes I can miss a spot here and there, and that's something that it's nice to have Hank and Stevie, because I've never been one who actually looks at all these stats, and maybe I should, but thankfully I have those two.
Tiger, following up on something you told Sands outside about being able to practice after the round and how long it had been since you've been able to do that. Could you sort of go back over and
Yeah, my last practice session, except for Augusta, that one round, was the British Open 2007.
And you did it again yesterday after your pro.
Yeah, I've had 2 practice sessions basically since then.
Which I would think that the ability to go out there and kind of correct immediately would be advantageous.
No doubt, no doubt. That's what we do. We usually practice after the round, warm up, play, and then practice. And I haven't been able to do that. One, my leg wasn't very good for a long period of time, and then When I was coming back this year, I didn't do it just because you just want to get off of it, ice it, elevate it, make sure everything's okay for the next day. But now I'm able to start doing these things. As I said earlier this week, is that I'm starting to feel, a little bit more explosive, a little more pop in the body in general. I had the strength, but I just didn't have the explosiveness in the body yet, and that's coming, which is very exciting because I'm starting to feel how I used to feel when I play.
It's hard for me to, I can't quite make the distinction between those two. Could you?
Because you don't play.
Well, yeah. Because I have no strength or explosiveness.
There you go. Perfect.
Can you separate those two?
No, I'm not going to. I mean,
layman
no.
can't quite.
No.
Is it just ball speed?
There you go. Sounds good.
Bob.
Tiger,
Let's go Bob and then Bothy. Sorry.
Tiger, you putted, you struggled on the greens at Doral, has a great putting week at Bay Hill, Augusta not so good, now he won today. Do you do anything different between those tournaments to turn around? Are you doing the same thing every tournament and sometimes they just don't go in, or where is the frustration level?
Well, at Doral, I didn't hit good putts. Not consistently. I hit some good putts. The speed was just off, but it wasn't quite right. At Bay Hill, I putted really good, and at the Masters, I was hitting my lines, but evidently I was hitting the wrong line. But I was hitting my lines. So these practice sessions, this past weekend, excuse me, the past week and a half was basically the same. I said, hey, just continue.